policies that can help address some of the barriers that our families are facing. And so, them understanding that we need to make sure that our policymakers understand our plight is phenomenal. And it's great to have an organization that creates the space for this conversation to happen, but then to also help them to achieve those things that they know need to happen. So
Absolutely. It's the best piece of Circles.
oh yeah, absolutely. Because no one likes to just be spinning their wheels, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, you help one family, but then there are 10 other families there that need the assistance. And, you know, the question is, you know, when will we ever start to really make a change in the right direction, right?
Yes.
When will we ever? We have 60,000 kids in Palm Beach County that are living in poverty. Can we reduce that number, right? From a population standpoint.
James, I believe that
Yeah.
we can.
Oh, absolutely.
I believe that we can. It's just going to take all of us.
Yeah, yeah.
We need the involvement of yes, government, but we also need the involvement of business owners. We need the involvement of churches. We need all of us
That's
to
right.
come together. I think together we can figure it out. I think that we work so much in silos. This individual trying to do this group, this group is trying to, but if we come together, and I think Big View is a good way for us to do that.
Absolutely.
So we do meet every fourth Monday of
Okay.
the week and of the month. We meet the fourth Monday of every month, and we kind of rotate the meeting between Boynton and Riviera Beach, anywhere in between. But I'll make sure that you know, and we can put the information out there so others can join us.
Well, where can people go to find that information?
They can actually go to our website, and that is www.pathwaysboynton.org.
Okay, very good. So what would you say to a family, say a single mother, who is making $45,000, $50,000 a year, but she can't access those supports because she makes too much money? Like what? But she needs, you know, housing is extremely expensive, food is expensive, childcare is expensive, just living in this county is expensive. What would you have to say to that single mother who is just going through the motions right now and, you know, not knowing what to do?
Oh, wow. Dr. Green, you would be surprised at the number of single mothers that come in with that exact same story. And these are professionals. I mean, these are individuals that are teaching our children. These are individuals that are protecting our streets, and they're not earning the money that they need in order to be able to progress economically upward. What do we say to those individuals? We ask them, first of all, get involved.
Yeah, okay.
Get involved with Circles. But actually, it's just actually showing them, we have to show individuals at the level of money that you're making, because it still boils down to your relationship with the money that you do have coming in.
Right.
We try and find other ways for them to bring in additional income.
Okay.
But beyond that, it's about showing them how to maximize the dollars that they have and giving them an opportunity to earn more money, opening up doors for them. And so we've been able to do that for several families. I actually got a call this morning from a young lady that joined this program in 21, wanting to go into a particular field. She actually just landed the job that she wanted. It's her dream job, never given up. Comes with a company car. She needed a new car.
Nice.
And the position came with a car. She's a single mom. She's got 3 children, but she's well on her way to turning the corner.
Good.
And it was her ally, that individual that constantly encouraged her, and then her coach that's a part of Circles, that's constantly just telling her, keep moving, keep pressing forward, and then the door opening by those individuals that are sitting in those rooms when we meet regularly.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And, you know, it's also important for them to know that they're not left out of the conversation. Like, there's a lot happening now around things like workforce housing.
Yes.
That's for our teachers and many of our restaurant workers and nonprofit workers to gain access to home ownership,
Yes.
right? Which is just one lever towards lifting them out of poverty and them beginning to earn wealth.
That's
And
right.
and so those conversations are taking place as well. And so they do need to get engaged. They need to get involved. Sometimes they may not know how to get engaged or how to get involved, but certainly there are organizations out there that are advocating for them, just like we're advocating for those who are in the lower tier in terms of economics, who are making less than 30 or 50% of the area median income here in Palm Beach County. So, so you mentioned how people could actually access your services. Can you tell us again what your website is and where they can go to?
Absolutely.
To get help?
Yes, just visit our website. It's www.pathwaysboynton.org. And our offices are located in Boynton Beach. Our administrative offices, they're at 639 East Ocean Avenue, and we're in Suite 101.
Okay.
So we're there Monday through Friday and quite a few Saturdays, but we are there for office hours Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5:30.
Okay, very good. You know, last year in 2020, actually it was the year before last, in 2022, we had the opportunity to come together as a system for the Securing Our Future Economic Mobility Summit. And we brought speakers like Dr. Raj Chetty down, who talked a little bit about social capital and looked at some of the major factors that help lift families out of poverty, and looking at things more comprehensively, looking at the intersection between housing and employment and food and health and wellness, and how all of those things need to be in place in order to help families to move out of poverty. From your perspective, what are some of the key factors that need to be in place in order to create an ecosystem where families can thrive?
First of all, when we talk about the social capacity, it is absolutely amazing, and it really is the backbone of what Circle stands on, because it's all about the connections. Realizing that once families are educated, because you can be out, you can have all the education that you need, but if you're solo, it's kind of hard to move forward if you're standing alone. But with the social capital piece, that's our allies. So now we're connecting individuals with other middle to upper income individuals that can help guide them out of poverty. But it works in so many ways. It works with employment. It's using our social capital through employment. It's opening up doors. We both know, and probably your listeners, that it's not all about what you know as far as it is who you know.
Yep, that's right.
And it's not always the zip code. Yeah, zip codes matter. But as you opened this segment, you talked about zip codes should not matter in a person's economic upward mobility. And I think that we have an opportunity to change that by using our social capital and connecting individuals across class lines.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us for this segment of Those Who Care. You've been watching Those Who Care. We've been talking to the CEO of Pathways to Prosperity, Ms. Kimberly Bush. We'll see you next time.
It's having a catch in the backyard. It's playing in sandlots or on fields. It's the roar of the crowd on opening day and the echoing sound from the crack of a bat hitting the ball. Baseball, for those that love it, it's more than a game. It is life. And in the Palm Beaches, you can live it all year long. From the year-round leagues, where the purity of the game is alive and well, to spring training, where major leaguers are getting ready for the show. Whether at Roger Dean Stadium or the ballpark of the Palm Beaches. Rooting for hometown heroes or just cheering for the love of the game itself. Few places have the same level of dedication to America's pastime as the Palm Beaches. Come and discover your perfect game at thepalmbeaches.com.
On the Towners, I'm Frank Licari, and on this episode, we're celebrating Black voices in Palm Beach County. From touring one of Delray's most historic museums and cultural centers, to raising a glass to local artists, and to catching some waves in Delray Beach. Join me as we say namaste on another great week of On the Town in the Palm Beaches.
This program is brought to you by Discover the Palm Beaches. Visit thepalmbeaches.tv for more information.
I'm starting my adventure with some movement in nature. We're talking dance.
And for that, I'm meeting up with Erica Squire, the founder of Natural Movers, an organization dedicated to the enrichment of the cultural landscape of Palm Beach County. And she does it through the power of dance and movement.
The process that I take them through is called Body Speak. It's a process that I developed that allows the movers in my work to be able to unearth parts of their own innate movement. I'm not giving them movement when we first start. It is really them coming up with their own, and I'm guiding them through this process. Explore the space with I'm trying to get away from. And go. I really feel more so like a storyteller and a humanitarian, where those that are in the work are becoming a little bit freer. And then I go in, add, move things around, change structure, and it really becomes a collaboration so that once the audience sees it, it connects everyone. Yes, yes, yes. Keep going. The term Natural Movers actually has a little bit of history, and it was really about me reacting to a need in Palm Beach County. I saw that there were a lot of brown children who wanted to study dance, but were not being prepared for the trajectory they wanted to go on.
Sure.
Now it's really more about me doing master classes with the community of folks and not just dealing with just students who want to train. The Natural Movers Dance Project is a project-based company that allows me to create works based off of opportunities or just wanting to get in the space and create.
That's fantastic.
Allowing yourself to become one with how your movement translates in the space.
We're standing in the middle of the Mounts Botanical Garden.
Yes.
And this is the sculpture that inspired a dance that you show us today.
Yes. I love the fact that this garden allows for folks in the community to be able to come and witness greenery and see it in a different way. I loved how refreshing it looked. Something that I hadn't seen before that I even know even existed. Like my mind had not even unlocked a thought like this.
Interesting.
So when I saw it, it made me want to experience it. And so what better way to experience it than through movement?
I'm standing in the Spady Cultural Heritage Museum, which has become the main center of discovering, collecting, and sharing African American history of Palm Beach County. And it all started with Solomon D. Spady. It's time to get a history lesson.
Mr. Spady was a teacher, basically, but he's credited for stabilizing education here in Delray Beach for Black people, colored people, because we were colored in the 20s. By the time Mr. Spady arrived in 1922, the railroad had opened. People were coming in. Families are more permanent here in Delray Beach, and therefore the children are in school. Mr. Spady set up a functional course of education that was patterned after his mentor, George Washington Carver. So he taught the reading, the writing, the math, the critical thinking, but he also taught the wood shop, the farming, the home economics. He not only taught the children, but he would assist the families with financial needs and real estate needs.
Wow.
And he was just a real educator in the community for everyone. This is a slave receipt for the sale of a Negro. You know who owned this slave? Our former city manager, David Hardin. This was part of his archive. and he donated it to the Spady Museum.
Wow.
These kinds of things exist, they're real, there is documentation to prove it, and people need to know this thing. And look at the date on this. December 6th, 1855. That was not very long ago.
Not very long ago at all.
We will continue to use whatever communication vehicle we can find to get the word out that we're here, but most importantly, that Black history exists and is being preserved and is worth knowing.
Of course, and not only that, I mean, it's such an integral part of this area.
Absolutely.
Of Palm Beach County, which a lot of people don't know about.
Our mission is to preserve. Preservation is who we are, preservation and education. We're always involved in whatever it is that can share the history of our area, the history of our people, and the culture of our people.
Right.
We intend, with Mr. Spady's legacy, to continue bringing people together and making people understand how much we need each other.
The Spady Cultural Heritage Museum opens its doors for many who want to contribute to the history and community it's fostered, including promoting reading and literature. We're on our way to a one-on-one study group with Akbar Watson, the owner and director of Pyramid Books. Akbar leads multiple study groups and literacy programs, all with one goal in mind: to make Black literature a global phenomenon. I've gotten to learn a little bit about history, and now I'm excited to learn about literature.
Pyramid Books, we're an African-centered bookstore. A small group of us used to read together, and some of the books were hard to come by. So voila, I moved from there, from the back of my trunk to a brick and mortar to now an online bookstore. In the process, I just started educating myself, and I recognized that literature has been used as a weapon against African Americans in the early days. So I really got into it, and I started studying about it, and then I started trying to teach. And I've been doing a lot of tutoring and so forth to try to de-weaponize literature.
So I come into one of your classes.
We have classes the last Saturday of each month. And so what we do is we study history. Whether you read the book or not, you're welcome. We do everything to embrace literature. So
Sure.
even if we do trips and movies and parks and
Right.
whatever, we do book signings, we bring national authors in, and then we do literary events. This was one of the books that we really enjoyed. Jomo Kenyatta, Facing Mount Kenya. What it talked about was the indigenous culture in Africa before colonialism. And so a lot of people don't know about that, but this was a very engaging book. I don't think I would ever be the person I am without my relationship with the books.
Yeah.
So each time I talk with somebody, I'm reminded of something I read, or I'm encouraged about something someone else is reading,
Sure.
or not reading, by the way.
And brings you confidence and almost forming more of your own identity, right?
Exactly.
After a great lesson on books and literature, we're taking our adventure outside to catch some sun. And some waves. The Palm Beach coastline is a perfect place for a beginner surfer like myself to learn. And who better to teach me than the soul surfer himself, Maui Goodbeer.
Arch your back and paddle strong. Long, deep strokes. When you arch your back, it plants you firmly on the board.
Is it supposed to hurt? Okay, I just wanted to make sure. How long you been at it?
I've been at it for a long time. I started surfing about the teenage years in California.
Yeah.
I started Street Waves in 2008, and I do it as a promise to my younger brother. My younger brother was murdered by a 16-year-old gang member.
Oh, wow.
And at his funeral, I made a promise. And that promise was that I would do something to help inner city kids.
Give back.
I didn't really know what it was going to be.
Yeah.
I paddled out in South Beach one time, and it just came to me. You know, I've got to teach these children about the ocean to give them this opportunity. You know,
Wow.
most children are just misguided.
Sure,
you know?
sure.
And at Street Waves, we just guide them toward the ocean and let the ocean do the rest. Close to your body like that, yes.
Okay.
Arch your back. From there, we're going to do a pop-up.
Oh,
all right?
sure.
So I'm going to just show you how that looks.
And then I'll show you how it shouldn't look. How about that? How many kids have you taught over the years?
So we've taught thousands of kids since 2008.
Wow.
Yeah. The commitment that it takes to surf really does build your confidence, your character,
Yeah.
and your self-esteem. It's you against the ocean, you know?
Right.
And it's really the connection of nature that gives you that ultimate confidence.
Here, the beaches all throughout Palm Beach County, all the way down. Why are they so good for beginning surfing?
Out here, it's a sandbar. The water's very shallow and warm, so it's a great introduction to the ocean. In my opinion, it's the best place in the country to learn how to surf.
Look at that.
It's right here.
Way to go, Palm Beach County.
That's
All
it.
right.
These are two kids that I'm really, really proud of. They're both about 16 years old. Both just recently became lifeguards.
What does surfing mean to you in your life?
I'm pretty sure surfing is like the best thing that ever happened to me, and I'm glad that I met Coach Maui and Streetways, and it's the best thing that ever happened to me.
Feels good to have a passion and a purpose, doesn't it?
Yes.
Paddle, 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 paddle. One end is going.
Oh, gosh,
Push
gotta
up.
do that.
Yes,
Yeah.
now you're out there.
All right.
Back to the tail.
Yeah.
And up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Awesome.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Okay. I sure worked up an appetite from all that surfing. Let's head back inland and grab some healthy food. And for that, we've arrived at the new Vegan in Delray Beach, where the slogan is, you don't have to be vegan to eat vegan. Owner Raheem Jones is going to tell us all about his completely organic menu, and he may even give me a cooking lesson. My appetite's ready. I hope you are too. Let's dig into some plant-based foods.
The New Vegan is a family-owned and run restaurant. We've been doing this 8 years, and I just like to make food. I like to make people happy.
You chose to run an all-vegan restaurant. Tell me a little bit about why you got into that.
I was 37 years old. I had met a gentleman that had been vegan for a little over 30 years. And I thought he was my age. So that was the first thing. Like I saw the fountain of youth.
Now you've got Big Farm, restaurant, website, changed completely. Your kids are fed well. You're creative. You're a chef. You're a restaurant owner. I mean, what a transformation.
My job is to try to make the next generation easier. So you have just add water, protein now. I'm going to show you how to make a salad that you can literally feed anyone.
Yeah, let's do it.
This is the falafel salad. We're going to take the scissors and we're going to chop down the...
Oh, am I getting, okay.
We're going to add some sun-dried tomatoes
Sure.
to this. Our vegan mayo.
Oh, did you make this?
All right. Yeah, it's pea protein.
Okay.
Add a little bit of fajita seasoning.
Fajita seasoning. Oh, I didn't see that coming.
We just add a little bit of water to it so people wonder about grease and all of these things.
Right, no grease at all.
No grease. We're gonna dice up this tomato. 2 angles.
Oh, look at that.
So you can smell that guy go in there.
Definitely can smell it.
Right? I like to feed people and you like to
I like
help
to help out.
So we're
I like
gonna
to be
we
fed.
make a good team. And then we're gonna toss this thing and it's done.
That's
Salad's
it.
done.
Wow. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. We headed indoors to Arts Garage in Delray Beach to celebrate art, music, and a historic holiday. Arts Garage is all about connecting our community to the world through arts. And they offer multicultural, diverse programming to promote inclusion in the arts, including this year's special event about Juneteenth.
Arts Garage started in 2011. We're a performing arts and visual arts venue. We're sort of checking ourselves when we self-reflect that we are presenting and representing our community through the art we put on the stage or on the walls. We want to give people a hand up. You know, we want to help them achieve and reach their goals and find their joy. So we have a lot of programs for emerging artists. It's just a beautiful thing when you bring everybody in and create a safe space for everyone. We want everybody to know they're welcome here. We collaborate often with the Spady Cultural Heritage Museum, and they have found this amazing blues performer, Pat Mother Blues Cohen, who's with her band today performing for us, and we're really excited about it.
How y'all doing? All right now. Are you ready?
I had a passion for it. I had a passion for singing. I had a passion for theatrics, as you see. After I went to college, I found the opportunity to sing at a club, and I got a gig singing at a club. But I forgot that if you sing at a club, you have to have a set. I'd never done it before. In a couple of days, I actually pulled somebody together to help me learn all of these songs. And that's how it started. That's how the bug started.
Man is short, built like a frog.
Blues is something that once you hear it and you grow up on it, it never leaves you. It stays with you and it's in you. All blues is not sad. Some of it's happy and some of it's fun and funny and, you know, some of it's about good times. It's stories. It's all stories. I am happy to do this for Juneteenth. This is about slaves regaining their freedom. This is a celebration. It's not about being sad. It's not about being upset, or it's not about any of that. It's a celebration. It wasn't celebrated the way that it should have been celebrated, and this is a celebration.
We're traveling from Delray up to West Palm to sing to the tune of another music genre filled with soul. Yvette Norwood Tiger is the founder of the Palm Beach International Jazz Festival, where she brings in highly acclaimed artists to celebrate their love of jazz. The festival takes place each year right here at the Kravis Center, where history is just singing through its halls. Let's head inside and do a little riffing with Yvette. What's the first voice that you hear that makes you go, oh?
Ella Fitzgerald, Al Jarreau. I know Al Jarreau
smooth.
is yes. Yeah.
Al Jarreau is smooth.
Yeah. They both were instrumentalists with their voices.
Yes.
You know.
What made you go, I'm going to do this as my career?
Well, it came much later in my life. After I was diagnosed and recovered from a brain tumor, which happened in 2012. Wow. Before that, I was just doing it as a hobby. And I said, well, if I made it this far, this is going to be my testimony. This is my purpose, is to uplift other people, you know, through music.
Tell me about the International Jazz Festival.
After the surgery and everything, I said, well, I want to